Viewers of the ITV soap have insisted that you just know what's coming next. Coronation Street fans believe they've worked out Theo Silverton's next move, with many claiming it's obvious that something big is about to happen. Regular viewers have been watching Theo closely ever since he appeared to be linked to the recent death of Billy Mayhew, the close friend and former partner of his boyfriend, Todd Grimshaw. Todd was on the brink of escaping his abusive relationship with Theo, helped by Billy, but as the pair attempted to leave the wedding of Debbie Webster and Ronnie Bailey in Yorkshire, Theo suddenly joined them, making the journey tense and awkward. As fans later discovered, the minibus they were traveling in was among the vehicles involved in a terrifying multi-car crash that formed part of the dramatic Coronation Street and Emmerdale crossover event known as Corriedale. Although most of the passengers managed to get out safely, Billy became trapped by his seatbelt. Despite his efforts to free himself, when the sinister Theo returned to check the minibus, he appeared to fasten Billy back into his seat before abandoning him, leaving him to perish in the fire. The aftermath has seen Todd devastated by the loss of his former partner, while also doing his best to support Summer Spellman. Billy had become Summer's guardian years earlier, following the death of her adoptive father, Drew Spellman. Now, with Billy's funeral approaching, Todd and Summer are making final preparations. During Thursday's episode, January 15th, Summer visited Todd and Theo's flat carrying a photograph of Billy to be displayed at the service. Todd immediately placed it in the living room in readiness for the day. Theo was visibly shaken by the sight of Billy's smiling face. Later, when Todd shared part of the eulogy he planned to deliver, Theo lashed out, claiming Todd was grieving too deeply and too soon to speak at the funeral. Todd appeared unsettled by the exchange and decided to head out for a drive, but not before firmly telling Theo that he would be delivering Billy's eulogy. Coronation Street actress hints at possible outcome for intense Todd and Theo storyline. I'd really love Summer to step in and save Todd. Coronation Street star Harriet Bibby has told Inside Soap that she hopes her character, Summer Spellman, could ultimately help free Todd Grimshaw from his abusive relationship with Theo Silverton. Until now, the only person to truly see Theo for who he is was the late Billy Mayhew. Tragically, Billy lost his life following the Corriedale crash after Theo effectively sealed his fate by fastening his seatbelt as the vehicle filled with flames. Summer remains completely unaware of Theo's violent actions and controlling behavior, just like the rest of Todd's family and friends. She has no idea that Theo was responsible for Billy's death, or that Todd is living under constant emotional abuse. But could Summer eventually pick up where Billy left off and try to pull Todd out of danger? I would absolutely love that, Harriet said. Honestly, watching at home as myself, I'm thinking, come on, Summer, do something. I'd love to see her help Todd escape what he's going through. He's basically the only parental figure she has left now. Summer needs Todd just as much as Todd needs her, and it would be really special to see her step up and support him. While the idea offers hope for viewers, the reality on screen is very different at the moment, as Summer currently sees Theo as a source of comfort rather than a threat. Right now, Summer finds reassurance in both Todd and Theo, Harriet explained. She needs people around her to feel safe, so she's completely blind to the toxic dynamic between them. Todd, on the other hand, is fully aware of it and is desperate to shield Summer. He knows she's already been through something traumatic and doesn't want to burden her with any more pain. With Theo still tightening his grip, the question remains, how much longer can Todd endure life under his control before someone finally steps in? ITV Coronation Street viewers refuse to believe Villain's exit as farewell sparks suspicion. Coronation Street fans are convinced that one recent departure from Weatherfield isn't as final as it seems, sharing their doubts after an actor posted a goodbye message. Their skepticism comes shortly after news emerged of another well-loved character preparing to leave the ITV soap. Viewers recently saw the back of Becky Swain after her failed bid to rekindle her relationship with former partner Lisa Swain, who had already moved on with Carla Connor. Becky's storyline was reignited following her surprise return to Lisa's life in September. Despite her family being led to believe she had died while on duty, Becky resurfaced just days after Lisa became engaged to Carla Connor, a return that also coincided with the 18th birthday of Betsy, the daughter Becky shares with Lisa. Her sudden comeback wreaked havoc as Becky deliberately drove a wedge between the couple, leading to emotional scenes that saw Carla end her relationship with Lisa. Events took a sinister turn when Becky kidnapped Carla, who had been making plans for a holiday in Spain, and held her prisoner in a flat. In a cruel twist, Carla had unknowingly revealed the flat's location herself during a visit to Lisa's boss, D.I. Costello, in hospital. Fortunately, the information eventually reached Kit, and after Carla failed to arrive at her Spanish hotel weeks later, the detective constable traced her to a shipping container, where Becky had secretly moved her. Carla and Kit then set off after Becky, who was heading towards Hull with Lisa and Betsy ahead of a planned trip to Rotterdam, according to the Manchester Evening News. What they hadn't anticipated was discovering all three caught up in a devastating multi-vehicle crash, forcing Carla and Kit into a desperate race to rescue both Lisa and Betsy. In dramatic scenes that thrilled viewers, Lisa, despite suffering injuries, still managed to arrest Becky. In episodes aired last week, Lisa was later told that Becky had been sentenced to 12 years in prison, with Lisa's name deliberately kept out of the court proceedings. Di Thompson informed her she received a 12-year sentence, and as far as I'm aware, your name never came up, which is the good news. The less positive news is that you'll be placed on restricted duties while an internal investigation takes place. Still, it could have been much worse. From what I hear, you're a good officer. Keep your head down, and before long, you'll be able to put this behind you. Although Lisa reassured Betsy that Becky was gone for good, many fans remain unconvinced, especially after actress Amy Cudden shared a farewell post about her controversial character. One viewer commented, "Did anyone else feel like Becky's ending was more of a 'we'll come back to this later' situation while they sort out Swarla? Or is it just me? It felt a bit rushed. Amy Cudden, your goodbye post was lovely, but I don't believe it. Hatch a Corrie." Another wrote, "I don't think that's the last we've seen of her. The whole storyline felt rushed." A third fan added, "I've got a strong feeling Becky's story isn't finished. She's behind bars for now. It feels incomplete and open to a return, though I hope not. Massive credit to Amy Cudden for an incredible villainous performance, Corrie Swarla." That opinion was echoed by another viewer who tweeted, "Nope, I'm certain we haven't heard the last of Crooked Becky." One final fan praised the actress, saying, "Amy Cudden, absolute queen. Not an easy task to come into a soap and disrupt Swarla, who have huge support, but she smashed it while championing them all the way. Something tells me this isn't the last we'll see of Becky. Swarla forever. Hashtag Swarla." Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX and YouTube.